my name is Les from Wooden Ships Inner Journeys. Welcome to my channel. My channel is all about helping you stay true to your path, finding excitement in your path, and enjoying the journey. So today I'm going to do a reading for the Wolf Full Moon, which is going to be on Friday, January 10th. And let's get a little guidance from the Elder Futhark Runes, the Celtic Tree Ogham, and some fun oracle and tarot cards. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to start here with this first card, because this first card is, if you could see that, is the Wolf card. We actually had this in our last, the reading for 2020. Where do we begin? So this was so beautiful that this card came out, as that was the flow from the last reading starting 2020. So after that reading, this is where we go next, to the full moon of the wolf. And the card is all about instinct, about following your instincts. So this reading is at this time for the next few weeks, just some guidance for staying true to your path and having fun. So think of the beautiful wolf. It's the most gorgeous creature. It does really thrive in the winter time, that's why this moon is called the wolf moon, because this is the northern hemisphere, the deep winter, snow, ice, and the wolf with its beautiful thick fur can really handle that. Also think about the path. The wolf is following the path to find, of course, his dinner, the deer that will sustain him through the winter. So he is following their paths to find what he needs. So he is doing his instinct. He is following his instinct. So at this time with this full moon, that's really what you should be listening to, your instinct, that inner voice inside your brain that really tells you, what you should do, where you should go, what is true for you. This arrow here points to the direction that the wind is blowing from. So I did my spin of my directional stone here, if you can see that. And it came out that the wind at this time is coming from the northeast. So that's kind of beautiful, because the north, of course, is winter, is air. It is also where the wolf lives, in the north, in the tundra, in the deep winter, which is all actually dark, and just struggling. Not even struggling though, just staying true to get through it, to enjoy the path, enjoy surviving. And northeast, east is all about earth, so kind of connecting to earth. This card in our 2020 reading was given to us by Mother Earth. So something about connecting those two elements, the beautiful, silent, comforting winter snow. There's nothing nicer than to sit inside when it's snowing outside and just being cozy inside and watching from outside. But it's still, it's part of the earth. It's part of the cycle of the year. It's all part of being on this earth that we are. So, see what, calls to you from the northeast. You can do meditations facing the northeast. Look at the sky, go for a walk to the northeast, take a little trip to the northeast, see what's there. Something is telling us to pay attention to that direction. Okay, so we're going to do these cards here. These are all oracle cards. This first card that came up for us is a moon card, and this one is communication is key, the new moon in Gemini. So this is telling us that, in regards to the full moon, it's still about communication. Gemini is always very much about communication. It's about using this wolf moon to further your knowledge, to further your communicating to further your connection. When I go to the Ogham, the Celtic Tree Ogham that came up with, this one came up, and this one is aspen. And so this is kind of a beautiful connection that it came up together, because aspen is about listening. It's a tree that grows in the mountains, very high up, kind of a winter, could be a winter tree, but when it has leaves, when the wind blows through it, it sounds like whispers. It sounds like talking, spirit talking. So being with this card, talking about the new moon, kind of a new beginning, it's saying, kind of deepen your connection to spirit, to listen. Maybe go outside, walk in the night, and look at the sky, and just listen. See what nature, what spirit, what Mother Earth might want to share with you at this time, because there is some reaching out to connect, and you need to be a little more open and quiet to hear it. Here's these two cards, this oracle card. This is a witch's oracle, and I thought it'd be kind of fun at this time to draw one of these. And this one is the owl. It's number 40, and it says about wisdom keeper. So the owl is a beautiful creature that lives through the winter too, just like the wolf. Same type of life, a predator, but beautiful feathers. But also the spiritual meaning is the holder of wisdom, the wise owl. So at this time, it is about digging into how you are as a wise owl. Just kind of getting centered in the silence of the time of the year, and to just really listen for messages, but then weigh them and see, what comes to you. It's a number 40, so 4 is about balance. So all about, being relaxed, being very steady in what you're doing at this time, and just taking it slow, taking it careful. This Ogham here, this one is the fir tree. It's called Alm. And this one is all about new perspective. So think of the owl flying up to the top of the fir tree, going to get, higher and higher, to be able to see, where they need to go, what they need to do. So this is kind of for you too. Go up to the top of a tree, big forest of the fir trees, and when you're on the ground, you can't really see too far, but when you're up high, you can really see a distance. So a new perspective. Get a new perspective on whatever is calling to you at this time. This card here, this is a Moonology card. And the one that came up was number 12, the Fall. There's this woman. She is on the like a pier, and she is kind of running away. She has this big red, beautiful full moon behind her. There's a couple people in the back that are kind of yelling to her. But this is saying about watch where you're going. Don't be too eager to run and jump and move forward so quickly. This time now is a time of quiet contemplation, just to really kind of make sure you know what your next step is, and don't be so eager. This big beautiful red moon here is kind of exciting, and this person wants to really do something, but it's you can do it, but you'll be more cautious. It is the number 1 and 2, which is 3. So that is about controlling your excitement. It's celebration, connecting, but within control. Don't just run off nilly-willy and not really watching where you're going. The Ogham that come up with this one is the ivy. So the ivy is has kind of a duality to it. So it's deciding whether you want to be a beautiful rows of beautiful, maybe Irish ivy, English ivy growing up on a beautiful little thatched home, nice rows, all nice, neat, everything is all, you know, in order. Or at this point, are you more being a creeping Charlie, which goes traveling all over the place, going here, there, wherever it wants to go? Being with this card here makes me think that you need to control that wildness of just going in all different directions, and not having the strength of the good base of the Irish ivy, the English ivy. So it kind of confirms this card too. At this time, you know, yeah, things to be done, but it's a time of really contemplation and waiting and see how you know, what's the really right thing to do for you. Up here I have 3 beautiful tarot cards. This one is the Enchanted, the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, which is beautiful. And then I also drew a rune that are carved in trees. So the first one that came up was, this one is the Ten of Boom, which is actually the Ten of Pentacles. So it's really it's in reverse though. So the Ten of Pentacles is all about, you know, really having everything. It's all completion. Everything is wonderful. You've completed a cycle. You've accomplished what needed to be done, and it's celebration time. But being in reverse, it's telling me that there isn't it. You haven't made a completion. This might. Or it's not totally completed, that maybe whatever you're working on is near completion, but it is not completed, and there's something more that needs to be done. This rune here, you can see there's a little dot, white dot in it. This is actually the rune Weird, and Weird is about, there's actually not a rune, it's an empty rune. So it's about not getting any advice from the runes, but it is giving you comfort and kind of a knowing that things are going okay, but you're not to know how they're going, that they're in place, they're going as they should be. It's also about karma too. So with these two together, something in a project you maybe are getting close to completing, something that is coming to an end, there's still something more that needs to be done for it to be really, really completed. There's a lot of contemplation here. So maybe look at, you know, whatever projects you might be near completion, and just see, you know, what else more could you do with them, that there's something more, more to make them better. Okay, this card here, this one is, it's called the Forge, and it is the Temperance card normally. And this card here is like a bunch of, I think these are dwarfs. These are dwarfs, they're in their cave, and it's the changing of, or they're making swords. So you start with the fire, and then it's doing the pounding, the anvil, and then it's doing some more firing, and then it's the completion, and then it's to be used. So this really talks kind of like there's whatever you may be working on at this time, it just needs a little more work. There still is something to really give it that extra, because, you know, with dwarves, the products, the swords, all the metalwork, the jewelry, it's all perfect, it's all beautiful, it's all wonderful. So something right now at this time around the wolf moon is, you know, to really work more on whatever project you're working on. It needs a little bit more to it. This rune, if you can see that, is the rune of communication. This is Ansus, and that's exactly what we had here with this moon card, about communication, about listening more, about digging into something. So, you know, we're talking about some project that needs a little more tweaking to it. So maybe there's something here that you could really learn something more, something deeper, something really extra special that's going to be really cool to really make your project really get to that even higher level. And then this last card here, this one here is the Two of Challenges, which is the Two of Swords, and it's in reverse. So this is about, you know, a decision. This fellow here is looking in the mirror at himself, and so it's deciding which way to go, but kind of not sure which way to go. What's the right way to go? What should you do? So at this time, maybe with this project, there's some question as to, you know, which way to go with this, what to do, and kind of really looking at yourself as to maybe it's something to do with really bringing yourself into the project, into whatever this thing is that you're doing, to really have it represent you. That's actually kind of lovely, to really, that when they look at this project, they'll be able to tell that yes, you have done it. And this last rune is, this one is Algies, and this is all about the path, which is what this channel is all about, remaining true to your path. There's choices to be made, and so taking the time, it's a lot about doing the time here. Take your time to really make sure each step is the right step for you. But then as you make each step, really enjoy them. Don't rush. Don't, you know, get overwhelmed. If you need the time, take the time. You know, protect yourself. Make sure that you're in a good place, that that as you do move down your path, that it is a growth, that you are growing for each step. So don't move on to the next step until you've completed and learned all you can at that step. And then you will feel good about yourself and go and sit and howl at the moon as the wolf to celebrate. Do a little bit of that as you, at this time, complete this interesting thing. So, well, thank you for watching this. I hope this was helpful and interesting to you. Please like and give me any comments. I really, really appreciate that. Also subscribe to my channel. That would be great. And have a great time with this. This looks very interesting. And enjoy the wolf moon. See you next time. Bye-bye.